Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the 7 rules of indices. Right? So let's see that. So first rule saying that the multiplication of rule. So which means when you multiply powers with the same base, you add the exponents, right? So let's see what is that. So when you have a same base, right? Like for example, a to the power n, right? It's multiplying with a to the power m, right? So that when multiplying powers with the same base, so which means a and a, which are same base. So what they are saying is you have to add the exponents. So the answer will be a to the power, so you add them, n plus m. So this is the answer, right? For example, let's say 2 to the power 3 multiplied by 2 to the power 4, right? So now according to the rule, what you have to do is when you have same base, you write the same base, but you add the exponents. So 3 plus 4 is 7, right? So that is the answer. The next rule. So the next rule is the division rule, right? So when dividing powers with the same base, right? So you subtract the exponents, right? So let's see here, it's division. So the second rule is division rule. So let's say you have a to the power m divided by a to the power n, right? So what they are saying, when you have same base, you have to subtract the exponents, right? So this is the same base a. So a here, you subtract it, m minus n, m minus n. So this is the answer. Like for example, let's say 2 to the power 8 divided by 2 to the power 5. So here what you have to do, you have same base, right? So you write the same base. What you have to do is you have to subtract the exponents. 8 minus 5. 8 minus 5. So which means that is 3. So the answer would be 2 to the power 3. So that's how you have to do the division rule. Now let's see the third rule. The power of a power rule. When raising a power to another power, you multiply the exponents, right? So let's see that. So when you have a to the power n, but you raise to another power, right? So if you have something like this, when raising a power to another power, right? So you multiply the exponents. So n and m will be multiplied here. So a to the power n multiplied by m. So which means a to the power n m, right? So let's see your example. 2 to the power 3, right? You raise to another power, let's say 4. So now what you have to do? 2 is there. You multiply the 3 and 4. 3 times 4 will give you 12. So the answer for this is 2 to the power 12. So next rule, the power of the product rule. When raising a product to a power, you raise each factor to that power. Let's say when raising a product, let's say A multiplied by B. This is a product to a power. You multiply with the power, right? So what will happen? Each factor to the power. You raise each factor to the power. So now you open the bracket and each factor. So A will have the power of n multiply by B also will have the same power. Like for example, let's say 2 times 3, right? You have 4. So what you have to do? 2 will have power of 4 multiplied by 3 also will have the power of 4. So which means 2 to the power means that is 16. 2 to the power 4 is 16 and 3 to the power 4 is 81. So you will have the answer as 16 times 81. 1296. That is the answer. Power of a quotient rule. When raising a fraction to a power, you raise both the numerator and denominator to the power. So let's see a over b. This is the quotient factor fraction to a power n, right? So you raise both the numerator and denominator to the power. So a to the power n divided by b to the power n, right? So let's see here 2 over 3, right? So let's say you have 5. So the numerator is 2 here. So 2 also will have a power as 5 and 3 as the denominator. So this also will have 5, right? So 2 to the power 5 is 32 and 3 to the power 5 is 243, right? So that's how you have to do it. Now the next rule is zero exponent true. So any non-zero based raised to the power of zero is 1. Like for example, non-zero based, right? This is non-zero. So raised to the power of 0. So a to the power 0 is 1. When the number is holding 0 as the power, the answer is always 1. Let's say you have 100 to the power 0 also will have 1, right? So let's see, you have 2 to the power 3, but when you raise this to 0, this also 1, right? So that's how you have to do it. Now the last rule is you have a negative exponent, right? So which means a reciprocal of the base raised to the positive exponent, right? Let's say negative exponent a to the power minus 2. So which means you have to write it as a reciprocal. So reciprocal means 1 over a with a positive exponent. So the negative will come to positive, right? Like for example, let's say 2 to the power minus 3. So how you write? So first you write it as a reciprocal, which means 1 over 2, right? And then write the minus 3 as a positive power. So let's see what is reciprocal. So reciprocal is something that 1 divided by the number, right? For example, let's say 5. So which means how you write 5 as the reciprocal? 1 divided by the particular number, right? As I said earlier, a means 1 divided by a, right? Let's say 2 over 3. How you write the reciprocal? That is 3 over 2. So that's how you write the reciprocal, which is 1 divided by the number. Thank you for watching. Hope you got it.